Good evening. Happy New Year. All right, I see some folks hopping on. Let me see here. All right, hi, welcome. I'm excited you guys are joining me. Happy New Year. All right, welcome Charlotte. Welcome Brooke. I'm so excited you guys are joining. All right, if you will, just take a second and write where you're coming in from, city and state. If you'll just drop it in the comments. So good to see some of you all here. Welcome Kayla. Happy New Year to you. All of my Arbonne peeps, you like the red glasses? Touch of Petter with us tonight. Welcome, Caroline. We're so glad you guys are here. All right, yes, if you'll say where you're coming in from, city and state, I think it's fun for us to see where we're coming all over the world. I love how technology has made the world really small. And if you're watching on replay, I would love for you to just drop replay in the comment section and where you're coming in from, just city and state as well. All right, you guys, so we're in the new year. I want to just do a little bit of conversation here with you so you guys can be sharing with me. Drop a word that you are working on in this year. You know, many of us have a word that we're working for the year, maybe something we're proclaiming over our life, or maybe it's just an area that we want to get better in the new year. So would you drop a comment for me and leave maybe what your word is for this year? Mine is abundance, you guys, and I don't necessarily mean abundance. Hey, Caroline, welcome you guys. Abundance in the way of not necessarily things that I own, but in time, in the connections that I have, and the people that I'm able to pour into. And you guys are part of that abundance tonight, so I'm super excited to be with you. Resurrection, change, and vision. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sharing. Hey, welcome from Detroit, Michigan. I love that. Courage, dignity. You guys, that is so awesome. Welcome to the new year. Guys, day 7, we're in 2019, and I'm so excited to be with you. Boldness, I love it, Madison, welcome. Positivity. All right, so if you're just joining, if you would just drop in the comments what city and state you're coming in from, we would love to know, because I think it's awesome to see the connections of where we are all over the place. I do have some notes with me to keep me in on my time here. I'm going to try to be about 20-25 minutes with you guys. And what I want to do real quickly is I'm just going to share with you the message that I'm going to share tonight is going to be one that is from my heart. And so I want to be able to be really mindful of that message. And then after I am finished, you're going to come back in the event and you're going to see some posts. I'm going to do some visuals for you about the products. I'm going to share some about the products, and you're going to be able to take a look at that. I think some people are visual learners, so you're going to catch some of that. We're going to share how you can get connected if this is something that you love. So at the very end, come back and check out the event page, because it's not just going to be over with my live. It's going to continue after that. So you guys, welcome. I'm seeing all these beautiful names. I will tell you, my favorite thing is to actually sit across the table from people face to face. And so I can't see you guys, and it drives me crazy. But what I do know is that I want you to feel my heart. So whether you're watching live or on the replay, that I would totally ask that you just understand that everything I'm sharing is from a very special place inside. And I want you to know that I would love you to have an open heart and an open mind about the information and be ready to receive this message. So I want you to leave this time together not just inspired, you guys, because we can be inspired by many things, right? Have you think about your life? Have you been inspired by things and then you go home and you do nothing about it? Right? Like maybe you went to the gym one day and you thought, oh gosh, this is great. I'm going to the gym and I'm going to get really fit this year. And then the next thing you know, you're watching videos and not doing it yourself. So I've been there. I've done that, right? We all do it. But I want you to be inspired into action tonight. You know, success is what happens when inspiration is gone. So tonight you'll watch this and you may walk in the other room. You may walk into work tomorrow. You may walk into a place 2 or 3 days from now, and you may discover that a dream stealer, a distraction, or a doubt has taken the inspiration away, right? Have you ever had that happen? Right, I have had it happen over and over again, and that is not what I want you to be here for tonight. I want you to really be inspired to do something different, to take the pen that is in your hand and write your story for 2019. You guys, what a privilege to come to you guys. It's so great seeing all of you. Thank you for joining. It's awesome to be with you. Okay, so I get the great privilege of kicking off Arbonne Presents here 2019 with you, and I am Bobbi Peters. I am an executive regional vice president with this awesome company called Arbonne. It's called Arbonne Presents because we will bring information just like tonight. We're going to be bringing all kinds of different information. For example, Thursday is the introduction to Arbonne 30. So if you're looking about getting clean and healthy, we have a lot of people on that plan for the new year. It is a great time to plug people in. So I just want to say that I am honored to be with you tonight. So you get to take the pen and write your story. Write your story. So I want to say that not somebody else, not a parent, not a sibling, not a spouse or significant other, but you get to write your story. Isn't that awesome? If that is exciting to you, I want you to write a resounding yes with a bunch of exclamations in the comments. I'm waiting for some of y'all. I know some of you want to do that. So anyways, I'm getting a couple of likes and hearts. Awesome. All right, so what I will tell you for me is that I'm going to share a little bit of my story, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it's going to show you the tracks that I'm going to offer you tonight, some solutions, and those solutions are going to look like this. Many of you are at a place called point A. Maybe you look at your life today and you say, I don't like where I am. Maybe you say, you know what, I love where I am, but I have a lot farther to go. Maybe you don't know where you are. Have you ever been there? You just wake up and you're like, I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, what it looks like, right? So I'm seeing all my yeses now. You guys are awesome. I had to wear my glasses so I could see y'all. Here's the deal. I want to show you tonight some tracks that will take you from point A on your way to point B, not just for this year, but for 2019 and beyond. You guys, because what I'm going to share with you can change the entire trajectory of your future, and not just yours, but for people that you know. And so I'm going to backtrack about 12 and a half years ago, and I'm going to share my story with you, and I'm going to give you a glimpse of a picture of who I was. The reason why is because I want you to see how I have written my story and how I have taken it into my hands and been able to have a different outcome. So I am a mom to 3 amazing kiddos. If you saw my picture, you see their ages 19 to 12 now. 12 and a half years ago, my little guy was about ready to be born. And I've been married for 23 years in March. So if you do the math, I was about half my marriage. My marriage was in a very dark space 12 and a half years ago. I had taken the path where I lived, where I wanted to really live, being a full-time mom, and I had jumped on my husband's path of what he wanted. And I remember thinking, if I could be the full-time mom and have the things that I'm looking for, I'm going to have fulfillment. And guys, what I found is that I really had a lot of places inside of my heart that were just, I felt like there was a void, that there had to be more, and that if I could, back then I could have not expressed that to you, okay? So, but there was a void, and I knew there had to be something more. I felt like there was a longing in my heart. I had everything that I wanted, but I still felt completely unfulfilled. My marriage was falling apart, and my little guy was about to be born, and I just remember thinking, what can I do differently? What can change this? And guys, where it stemmed from is the story I'm about to share with you. So I'm going to fast forward just a couple of months later. You see, here's the deal. I was the mom that barely took care of herself. I just lived each day. I remember waking up in the morning and my husband would leave, and then he would come home and I may be still in the same bathrobe. And I remember thinking, this is just pretty awful, because I was that mom where I felt like my job was, a very selfless job. I loved it, but as a mom, we don't get many pats on the back, right? We don't get many, hey, you're doing an awesome job. But what we do get is an I love you every now and then, and those are special. And I still knew that I wanted to have my time with my kiddos. And so what I will share with you is that I was that mom that said, yes, I'm going to take the exit from corporate America. I want to raise our family. But really where I was that there was a lot of month at the end of the money. And so one of the biggest things that my husband and I fought over were money. And money was, it's one of the things, it's actually one of the number one reasons people divorce. And I remember thinking, we have to have more of it, because if we don't, we're not going to be able to keep this family afloat. And I was looking at going back to school. I was going to chiropractic college before I met my husband. And I remember that I was looking, I thought, well, what can I do that I could be able to create an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month? And what I share with you is that I remember thinking, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go into debt. I'm going to be studying and spending time away from my kids. And at the end of the day, when I graduate, I'm going to be able to go and get a job. And that job is going to tell me how many weeks I get to take off every year. And it's going to tell me how much my time is worth away from my kids. They're going to give me a number, and that number is going to say, this is what your time is valued to us. And to me, it said, this is what my time was worth away from my kids. And you guys, I was not okay with that. I was not okay with that. And it left this just longing in my heart. And so I share with you that a little over 12 years ago, my friend showed up at my house, and the reason I'm telling you this is because it was a defining moment. Have you ever had one of those? I'm sure you have. It sounds like this. Just like you remember exactly what you were wearing, maybe what the other person was wearing. You remember where you were seated. Yeah. You remember where you were seated. You remember maybe even the smell that is there. You remember the conversation so vividly. Those are defining moments. And this isn't the only one I've ever had, but it is one of the ones that really helped me to write the story of my life today. And I am so grateful to that friend. And so here's what I share is that she sat down that night with me, and she said, we were on my couch, and she said, this is my story called Arbonne, and I'm going to be building this business. And I told her a couple of things. I said, first, I'm very shy. I do not know a lot of people, and I'm not very salesy. And so I said, but you can share with me, and obviously I'm going to listen and, try to help you out, right? And here's what happened. You guys, she had no idea what she was sharing with me was a gift that I was looking for. And I had no idea that she was going to share the gift, all right? Because sometimes wonky packages show up. The packages that we don't think we're ever going to open, they look kind of unfamiliar, or they look a little like frightening, right? And we open them, and they're the most amazing things. That is exactly what happened to me. And so she shared the gift of Arbonne that night. And I say gift because it's absolutely what it has been for my life. And so let me tell you what happened. She shared a little bit of products. She shared a little bit of the company overview. But what really got my attention were the incomes. Because for 7 months, y'all, 7 months, this is what she did not know. My checkbook sat on my bedside table. And I tell you that because most of us do not go to bed thinking about our skincare or our wrinkles, right? Some people are, don't go to bed thinking about their health. I mean, some do, but that's not the main thing. What we mostly focus on are our bills, or maybe the time that we don't have with our loved ones, right? Those are the things that we really focus on. Those are the things that we lay our head on our pillow at night and we focus on. So for 7 months, that checkbook sat on my bedside table. And I remember if I could make an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month part-time, how that would change our family and where we were. It would give us breathing room in our budget. So when she shared with me the story that I'm going to share with you, a little bit of what I'm going to share with you tonight, because I'm going to post some images after for some of this, is that I want you to know that I remember going to bed that night for the first time in 7 months with hope. Hope knowing that I could have a different outcome. So I left 2006, you guys, and I had my own pen, and I was able to write my own story. And I am so glad I have done that because it has totally changed the way things are. So let me share with you this. How do I get excited about sharing it with all of you? And it's this, because most people, this is going to be from my heart right here, guys. Most people in the way they live are worried about two things: time and money. Would you agree? Time and money. And so most people will say, I'm too busy. I don't have time to add something like this to my plate. And then other people will say, I don't have the income. I don't have the money to be able to afford Arbonne. Both of those reasons are the very exact reasons why you need to take a look at what I'm offering you tonight. It is the very reason that you need to look at earning an income with Arbonne. And here's why. Because you all are doing exactly what I do. If you are not in Arbonne, you're doing exactly what I do. Every single day, you are just not getting paid to do it. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to talk about this, and you're going to share with me some in your comments. So here's the thing. If I were to walk into Lauren, since you just popped up, right? If I were to walk into Lauren's house today and I were to say, let me walk around your house, and she's in Arbonne, so I'm just going to say, like, let's pretend you're not, and I'm going to walk around your house and I'm going to take my garbage can and I'm going to try to fill it up. And I'm going to say, all right, let's see, do you have soaps at your sink? Do you have shampoo, conditioner, shave gel in your shower, soap? Do you have lotion at your sink, in your bathroom? Do you have some cosmetics? Maybe do you have aftershave moisturizer for your husband? Do you have some baby care products? What if I went in your pantry or in your refrigerator and got your caffeinated beverages and maybe grab some teas and your breakfast items, right? If I were to do all of those things, your toothpaste, your deodorant, and I were to put them in a garbage can, I probably would be able to fill it up once, maybe twice, right? You guys are all using those types of products. Would you say that? Right. So every single one of you are using them, but they're probably a different brand. So I want you to tell me, where do you purchase your current products from if you're not purchasing from Arbonne? Or where did you used to buy them from? All right, those comments are coming. So I will tell you, for me, I was a GNC shopper. I used to go during the gold card discount time because I was all about a discount and I was a coupon cutter. I used to shop at Walmart and sometimes at Target and maybe every now and then a special at the mall, right? So I used to buy all my products from those places. So I'm getting Mary Kay, Walmart. We shower, eat, and drink over at my house. Yeah, you do, I know. I'm going to say it's awesome. Publix, Walmart, Amazon, Target. All right, Dollar General, absolutely. So you are buying your products from somewhere. Now, when you buy those products, let me ask you, have you ever received a thank you check from that company saying, thank you, Macy's? Macy's saying, thank you, Lavelle, for buying your products from us. We want to give you a thank you check for your loyalty. Have you ever received a thank you check for your loyalty to any of those places you were buying? You know what? I never received one from GNC, even though I got a discount. I never received one from Walmart or Publix or even from the mall. And so here's what I will say is that here's the cool thing about what I get to do. It is something that is in your home, right? We've already established that. It is consumable. So when you run out of shampoo, are you going to buy more? Yes, you're going to buy more. And when you, and how long are you going to use that product for? You're going to use it for the rest of your life, right? So we're going to be using these products forever, for the rest of your life. So here's the cool thing. I want you to think of these 3 words tonight. Change your brand. Change your brand. That is exactly what I was shared with when I heard the story 12 years ago, was to change my brands. I was going to get a superior product. Arbonne is pure, safe, beneficial. Like I said, I'll share some visuals at the end. But here's the thing. It was going to pay me for my loyalty. It was a brand that I could get really behind because it was a product that was different than anything on the market. But it was also going to be something that was going to pay me for my referral. You guys, do you tell people about something you love? Do you tell people about a movie, an auto mechanic, maybe your hairdresser? Do you do that? We do it free all the time. In Arbonne, we get paid for 2 things. We get paid for our loyalty and we get paid for our referral. And it is an amazing thing that I have experienced, because let me tell you what that does. So here's the thing. When you get paid for, sharing, so originally when I started Arbonne, I remember thinking, I had a $2 bottle of shampoo of Suave. That's where we shopped, Walmart, and I had Suave, okay? So $2 bottle of shampoo. And that bottle would cost me $2 and maybe for the coupon $1.50, all right? So, and I share this with you because I want you to see how big this can be. When I changed my brands to Arbonne, I may have spent more on the front end. I got it at a great discount, right? But here's the thing. It lasted me longer because it's very pure. Our products are very concentrated. They're very safe. I don't have to think about any of the chemicals that I'm going to be putting on my children because none of those are in there. No harmful chemicals, right? And they're beneficial. They benefit us in some way, or Arbonne does not make them. But here's what I loved is that if I shared with Dawn and Dawn said, you know what, I think I want to get, one of those protein shakes. I want to get the protein shakes. Then all of a sudden, maybe that $2 bottle of shampoo that used to cost me $2, from whatever, and maybe it's, $10 from Arbonne with my discount, is now $5, right? Because maybe I made a little bit of money. And then Dawn goes and, shares with her friend at the gym the protein shakes, right? She gets a profit a little bit, but then I do as well. And so now my products become free. The products that are in your home right now that I just named, that we have over 400 products with Arbonne, from baby to mature skin, for men and for women, and it's for everybody's already using them. So if we were to take those products and change your brands and be able to get your products free, that would be a great value, right, in and of itself. But here's the neat thing. What if I told you you could make a comma paycheck, meaning that it's, $1,000 or more? What if I told you you could do replacement income? You could do full-time income with Arbonne. What if I told you that the top level of this company pays an average at the top level $22,000 a month? Would you change your brands if you knew that that was the possibility? And the reason I'm asking you this is because if you have money, money buys you time. So I'm going to ask you to write these numbers down if you have a pen, and if you don't, you just can kind of be thinking about it and jot your answer in the comments. You guys are doing awesome. All right, here are the income averages for Arbonne. The first level is $200 to an extra $1,000 a month. What would an extra $500 a month do for you? Okay. $1,000 to $4,000 is the area manager level. That is the second level of management. It does not mean you manage more people. It just means there are more consumers in your network. We build a network of consumers. We tell people, we use the products, we get paid for our loyalty, and we tell people, we refer people to Arbonne. And as a thank you, we get paid, right? And then we get paid on the people that we introduce and that other people in our organization introduce. It is a really awesome concept. So here's the more that your consumer network grows, you become an area manager. An area manager, the income is $1,000 to an extra $4,000 a month. What would an extra $2,500 do? $2,500 a month do for you? I heard a car payment for $500, $2,500 extra dollars a month. You guys, that's where I made my decision. That's where I said yes. Let me tell you the other reason I said yes. You remember I mentioned I have 3 amazing kiddos. My little guy was 5 months old. I remember thinking, if I put my time into something, I want it to be something that matters. I'm hearing mortgage and college, yes. Replace monthly salary, awesome. I knew that if I were going to do anything, that I wanted it to be something that was going to be defining, meaning that it was going to be something that was going to be lasting. And I could not find a job that was going to do that. But when I was introduced to Arbonne, at the second level, your business becomes willable. Maybe you don't have kids yet. Maybe there's a mission or a foundation. Maybe you're not going to have kids. Maybe you have a lot of kids and you want to leave your check to them. I mean, you can do that. My business is now written in my will because I have passed that level. Okay, so an extra $1,000 to $4,000 a month. So $2,500 a month. My private school tuition for 3 of my 4 kids, right? Kids college, absolutely. You guys, that's what I want you to see. The third level is an extra $4,000 to $10,000 a month. Let me ask you, what would an extra $6,500 a month do for you? House payment, car payment, and savings, maybe extras. Awesome. All right, $6,500. Pay my daughter's tuition, dance tuition, swim lesson, ties, offering, cell phones, and car. All right, you guys, awesome things you guys are sharing. $6,500. Retirement, Peggy, I love it. $6,500 a month is replacement income for most. So if you're working in a job right now, maybe you love what you do and maybe you would love to go part-time. You could go part-time, right? We don't ask people to do Arbonne, only. We say you can do it in addition to what you're doing. Obviously right now we're doing this virtual thing and you're not even having to really get up from your couch. You're getting to listen here and be able to take advantage of just hearing this story from the privacy of your own home. But the cool thing is that if you were to make that extra $6,500 a month and it's something maybe alongside of what you're already doing, you could probably do some really great things with that money. And it would also probably give you some ability to have time so that you could really sit down and find out why you're here. And guys, that's the story I want to share with you tonight. Obviously, there's another level. It's $22,000 a month, and it is very, very doable inside of Arbonne. It is the National Vice President level. What would that do for you guys? I want you to think about that because that is what most people can't even fathom. $6,500 OMG. Savings and keep money in it. Yes, just being real. That's what it's all about, Kayla, being real. This is where we're vulnerable, where we're authentic. It's where we need to be. There's no shame, guys. There's no comparison. We're all on our own journey. And here's the deal. Most of us walk around in those spaces, but here inside of Arbonne, we get to actually be authentically us. We get to embrace our unique identity, and we get to walk towards our greatness that's inside. Change many lives. That's what you would do. Fund my ministry, not for non-for-profit. Awesome, Lauren. That's exactly what that kind of money will do. It would give you the resources to live beyond what most people would even fathom. So I am excited because this is what I want to share, time and money. If you were to have both of those things going on in your life, I'm going to tell you how I live today, because this is awesome for me to be able to sit in front of you and say, I'm not anybody special. I'm just an ordinary person who said yes to a really wonky package that ended up giving me an extraordinary life. And here's what has happened for me. I got to sit down and figure out, because I had time and I had money, that I was able to take time. Like today, I spent maybe 2 hours in my quiet time. I was able to journal. I was able to reflect. I've read personal growth books. I get to decide what my day looks like. I get to take my kids to school. I get to be the person who picks them up. Many of you are doing that, but it feels so heavy because there's still a place of unfulfillment. I get to walk around with fulfillment in my life. I feel like I have exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because I've grown myself, number one. This business has allowed me to grow into the person. I'm still growing. I will grow every single day until I die. And that is what my hope is for you, is that you will plug into personal growth, because growth is where it's at. And then the other part of that is that you contribute something with your life, your gifts, your talents, your uniqueness. Those are also important, and I want you to be able to do that. But most of you don't even know why exactly you're here. And that is because it takes time to figure that out. And if you don't have time and it's stuck in this place of, I don't have the time because I'm so busy, or I have to work 2 jobs because I have to have the money, I want to invite you to take a look at Arbonne. And I want you to say, what if I took the pen and I made a decision to say yes to that really wonky package that Bobbi's talking about, that one that looks a little different than I thought it would, but I want to open it and I want to walk towards my point B, wherever that is, wherever that takes me, and start finding out the really unique reason why you're here. Because you guys, somebody else is counting on you to step into that space, to do exactly what you were made to do, exactly what you were called to do, exactly the person that you were supposed to become. They are waiting for you to say yes to your best life, to decide that you are not going to be complacent and you're not going to sit back in this world, and you're not going to let somebody else own your time, somebody else own your resources. You're going to be able to have that. You're going to take the pen and you're going to write your story this year. And I'm going to invite you personally to join us. If you are a guest on this event tonight, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay, I first wanted to say thank you so much for saying yes to tonight, for joining me, for being here, for letting me speak into your life. But you guys, remember, inspired, being inspired is one thing, but inspired into action is another thing. And I don't want you to leave tonight thinking about this and really wondering, what if it could have worked? What if this could have changed my life? Don't wonder. It takes, what is it? The quote from We Bought a Zoo, it says it takes 20, sometimes all it takes is 20 seconds of insane courage. And I promise something great will come of it. You guys, that's what's happened in Arbonne. I live a life like no one else because I've been able to say yes to some things that were really different, were really unique, were really scary, but they have totally changed the trajectory of my life, and I invite them to change yours. You guys, write a different story with me tonight if you do not know. What if it does work? It does work. You guys, all it takes is a willing vessel, 20 seconds of insane courage. And if not, now, when? You guys, those were all the things. I've never had somebody say, gosh, I wish I had, waited to do Arbonne, people were always thinking, why didn't I do Arbonne earlier? So join me tonight in changing the trajectory of your life. Change your brands to a better, far superior brand than probably what you're using right now, and create the life that you want. Leave a legacy. Leave your imprint in this world. You guys, I'm so blessed to be with you. Write your story this year. Tell me what you're doing. Reach out to me and share with me what you're doing to move forward in this life. I invite you to get back with the consultant that added you to this group. Tell them what you loved. Tell them, what stood out to you. Tell them what your hesitations are, guys. Here's the thing. We don't know how to inform you, how to educate you unless you share with us. So share with us what it is that holds you back, and we'll walk with you every step of the way. We have a lot of fun. I'm just not the fun presenter. I'm the one that really just gets into the heart. And so tonight, thank you for allowing me to go there. Many blessings to all of you.